What if you could post daily content without ever having to touch a camera again? Well, that's what HeyGen allows you to do. You can now create a digital clone of yourself that looks, sounds, and delivers just like you. And once you train your digital clone properly, you can create multiple videos in minutes. So if you're a coach or consultant that's burnt out from creating content, listen up, because I'm going to show you the benefits of having a digital clone and how to perfect it. And speaking of burning out from content, your digital clone completely removes that because it's taking care of the entire recording process for you. And it never gets tired or has off days. And think about it, you could have someone on your team generating these videos for you while you sleep. And while you're sleeping, you could be reaching out to people from different countries that speak different languages, because your clone can speak all these different languages for you. But you may be wondering, what exactly can this clone do? Well, this clone has the potential to do a lot of things, but the main uses that I've noticed are these: personal engagement and audience relationships. I know you may be thinking, well, it's AI content, so it's not really building a relationship with my audience. But no, it looks and sounds exactly like you, so there is no problem there. Also, lead generation. You could be creating tons of top of funnel content on autopilot. Not only that, but you could be scaling your personalized outreach because you now have a clone of yourself that is recording videos without any mistakes. And you could also create an entire educational course using your AI clone. But really, the top two things that your AI clone really helps you out with is scaling your content without scaling your workload, and also maintaining consistency when your life gets busy. Now let's hop over to HeyGen. I'm going to walk you through step by step on how to create your AI clone that looks and sounds exactly like you. So first thing you want to do is hop over to heygen.com and then create an account. So now that you're all signed into HeyGen, you have a few different options for subscription plans. So let's hop over to this upgrade button right here. And then as you can see, we have the creator plan and the team plan. So pretty much what you have right now, if you haven't bought a subscription plan, is you have, well, the free plan. So you are limited on the amount of videos that you can create, but once you hop onto a paid plan, you have unlimited videos. So really the key differences between the creator plan and the team plan is the creator plan has 1080p video exporting, and then the team plan has 4K video exporting. And then also the team plan processes your videos much faster, so you can crank out many more videos. But the one thing is, with the team plan, you need a minimum of 2 seats. So you're not really going to be paying $30 a month, it's going to be $60 a month. But as of right now, I'm just going to assume that you're going to stick with the free plan as of right now, but I highly suggest getting a paid subscription if you are enjoying this platform. So now let's get started and create your first clone. So what we're going to do is come over to avatars, and then we're going to go over to digital twin. And now that we're here, we're going to go over to get started on the bottom. And as you know, we're on the free plan right now, so we cannot enable gesture detection, but I highly recommend turning that on because it's going to allow the AI to see like your gestures and when to use them when you're actually generating a video. Like for example, if you're saying something positive, it will know to nod your head or anything like that. But now let's go over to next. So now it's asking you to upload your footage, and I'm going to run you through a few things to make sure your clone looks exactly like you and doesn't have any weird mouth movement or any mistakes or issues. So to start out, you want to be recording your content in 1080p. If you're using an iPhone, it's completely fine. I actually use my iPhone to create a lot of my clones, so do not worry about that at all. But if you are using an iPhone, make sure you turned off HDR in your settings. If you're wondering why I'm telling you to turn off HDR, is because a lot of times in post-production, there's a lot of issues with coloring when you turn on HDR. So a few things that I recommend using is a tripod, so you don't have like any shaking with your camera while you're recording. And then also you're going to want some soft, even lighting across your face. If there's a little bit of a shadow, it's okay, but you should be really trying to avoid that. And you also want a clean, solid background. I recommend not having like any fabric behind you like that. It can really mess with your camera sometimes. And then also wear something simple. Like what I got on right now is it has like a few patterns on it and stuff, so I wouldn't really use what I'm wearing. Sometimes I just go with like a simple hoodie that's black, or I just use like a white hoodie depending on what my background looks like. Like I have a white background right now, so obviously I wouldn't use a white hoodie, I'd use a black hoodie. So now for the actual recording. So I'm going to pop up a few examples of what my recordings look like right now, but the main parts that you really need to know is that you just need to record for 3+ minutes. I'd say 3 to 4 minutes is a solid range. You just need at least a minimum of 2 minutes, and then also you need to be looking at down the lens of your camera the entire time in one take. And for hand gestures, you want to be doing things that are universal. Really just don't overthink it, just be yourself, because again, you are making a clone of yourself. You're not trying to clone somebody else. So just do like hand gestures that you normally do, but don't do anything specific. Like don't do like quotations or anything, or really just don't do any hand gestures that like are above your head or above your chest, really, because it's going to mess up with your mouth. But if you screw up, don't worry. It only takes 3 minutes to record a clone, so it doesn't take too much time. And you may be worried about your audio, like does it need to sound really good? It needs to be decent, okay? It doesn't need to be anything crazy. It doesn't need to be really high quality. You just really need to be able to hear yourself, so your clone knows what words you're saying, and that's pretty much it. Because HeyGen is the visual aspect of your clone, and ElevenLabs is the audio aspect, and I'll get into ElevenLabs later. And you may be wondering, like, what should I be talking about in this video? Literally talk about anything. Talk about your day, talk about what you're going to be doing this weekend. It really doesn't matter. So I'm going to take one of my recordings right now and place it into HeyGen. And now we're going to go hit next. And now you have a few options here. It says keep ambient sounds in my recording. Don't really have to care much about this because we're not really focusing on the audio aspect. Don't need to worry about any of these audio options here. But 4K resolution, again, if you have a paid plan, definitely switch this on for sure. If you're using the team plan, you have 4K resolution, they allow you to use it, so definitely switch that on if you did record in 4K. But now we're gonna hit next, and now it's gonna ask you to verify yourself because you can't just use anyone's clone. So it's just gonna ask you to read off this line, then say a code, and then you'll be good from there. Should really only take 10 seconds. So I'm gonna take care of this real quick. And now that I've taken care of that, they're gonna be reviewing my footage, but I already know my footage is great, so I'm just gonna go hit submit. And now my video is uploading. It's gonna take around 10 to 15 minutes, but I'm not gonna wait that long since I have my clone on a different account. So I'll be right back on my other account that already has my clone uploaded. All right, now that I'm on my other account, you can see that I have my clone uploaded right here, and I'm gonna come over to edit look, which this looks great, but the one thing that we're missing right now is the audio aspect of our clone. You know, we have a solid visual clone right now. We're going to take a look at it later. We're going to create a video, but as of right now, if you just upload your clone, you have the visual aspect, but you don't have the high quality audio aspect. So right now what we're gonna do is we're gonna connect our ElevenLabs voice to our HeyGen clone. And you may be wondering, what the hell is ElevenLabs? Well, ElevenLabs is pretty much the audio aspect of your clone. See, HeyGen is the best visual cloning platform, and ElevenLabs is the best audio cloning platform. So we're trying to get the best of both worlds. And right now what we're gonna do is integrate our ElevenLabs voice into our HeyGen clone. And if you want some direction on how to create a high quality ElevenLabs voice clone, let me know in the comments. But if you really don't care about the high quality audio in your videos, then you're really just set with your clone already. But for those of you that do care about the audio aspect, we're gonna come over to your ElevenLabs account. We're gonna come over to developers, create an API key, hit create key, unrestrict the key, hit create key, copy it, and then how we paste it into HeyGen, we come over to your voice, integrate third-party voice, import voice, and then paste your key into here, hit confirm, and you'll be all set and ready to go. And now you can have a clone that sounds exactly like you. I mean, for example, just check out mine. Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life. So as you can see, it sounds exactly like me. But now let's create a video. So now what you're gonna do to create your first video is you would come over to your avatar. Let's use this one for example. Then we're gonna go over to create with AI Studio, and because this was filmed in portrait, so we're just gonna click on the portrait format. And now we're gonna name our video, and then we have to type some sort of script into here. So I'm gonna copy and paste the script right now. So I just got the script straight from ChatGPT, just any script really. And a few things that I will say is definitely take out M dashes. HeyGen pronounces those in a very weird way, almost like a different language. I don't really know why, but yeah, definitely do not use M dashes at all. So let's hear how it sounds right now. But before we click play or anything, because this right here, this play button lets you review your audio before you generate the entire video itself, because you don't want to be like taking all your time generating tons of videos when the audio might not sound good. So it's almost like it's a review before you get the final version. But anyways, so what you want to do is you want to set your style to around 12. That's what I tend to do. Then my stability usually goes around 65 to 70. I'll start out on 65 right now, and then similarity, keep it at 75%. Always, I never really play around with that. But let's review my audio right now. HeyGen clones let you post perfect on-brand videos every day without filming. Save time, scale your content, and never miss a lead. That's growth on autopilot. Okay, I think it sounds absolutely perfect. So what I would do though, if things were off, is like some things are being pronounced not really correctly or something, I'd mess around with how I'm typing the scripts. Also, I'd play around with the style and stability. Mine already sounds perfect and great, so I'm just going to leave it how it is. But one thing I do want to say that I tend to run into a lot, this may be very niche, but some words, like if I type in the word AI, for example, it's going to pronounce it like AI instead of AI. What you want to do, at least this very niche example, is just type in like the word AI with 2 lowercase letters. I know that's very niche, but this might help you out with some other words like this. Just really, you got to play around with different ways you can say certain words. Like you could also type in AI like AI, and then it'll say it in a different way. But yeah, there may be a lot of troubleshooting with the script if you are doing longer scripts. That's why I recommend to only stick to like about 5 lines at most. Like this video is like 3 lines right here. I wouldn't go anything more than 5, or else you're gonna have some trouble with troubleshooting the audio aspect. And by the way, these videos are not capped out on only shorts in like portrait format. You can also use these in landscape, but I'm sure most of you are going to be using these in portrait, considering that you can cover up any clone mistakes really. Like if there's any weird movement, you can just cover it up with a visual. Like if you have like a weird hand gesture or something like that, very easy to cover it up with some sort of transition or something like that, or really anything, just because short form videos are much more fast paced. But yeah, now that we're all set and ready to go, we're just going to come over to generate, and then we are going to click a folder. I just stick to my videos. I don't really have any other folders. My resolution, I have the team plan, so I'm going to click 4K, and the FPS, I'm going to shoot it up to 30. You used to be able to use 60, but HeyGen just took it away, 60, and now you have to get the enterprise package. It sucks, but it is what it is. But yeah, but a few options before we generate right now is you see that it says down here, this will use 8 seconds of your avatar 4 time. You have 14 seconds remaining, and you may be wondering like, what the hell is avatar 4? Well, HeyGen just came out with avatar 4 recently. It is absolutely great. It really just makes your gestures act in the right moments instead of what they had before. You may had like you shaking your head when you were saying yes, which makes absolutely no sense. But now their AI is so advanced that it just knows when to use the correct gestures. And considering that I only have 14 seconds left, you can see how much I've been using it. But yeah, the switch to turn on and off avatar 4 is right here. But obviously I'm just going to keep it on, and then we're going to go over and click generate. So now we're going to hit submit, and now we're waiting for our video to process. It may take 5 to 10 minutes, could take longer, could take less. It really just depends how big the script was that you gave it. And while we're waiting for this to process, I do want to let you know a few things. Your processing speed really is determined on how big your script is, but also what plan you have. So the team plan is the fastest processing out of any of the plans that you have. The creator plan is the second fastest, then free plan is the slowest. And do not process any more than 4 videos, because if you do that, then your videos might just bug out and they will not process at all. All right, now that my video is done uploading, let's go check it out. HeyGen clones let you post perfect on-brand videos every day without filming. Save time, scale your content, and never miss a lead. That's growth on autopilot. So it looks pretty solid besides that little end part. Again, if you're sending this out to your editors, you're not gonna have any issues with covering up these like little weird issues at the end. Like, why is my mouth is kind of acting weird, you know? Also at the same time, I might be overthinking it. You may be overthinking yourself when you're looking at yourself, because nobody knows you better than you. But if someone's just swiping in their feed and nobody's looking for your content being AI, so you really don't have to worry about that. But if the video really just looks too off, you can always go back in and edit it and just re-render it. But yeah, once you have this video, you can just come over to download and then click over advanced settings, make sure you have the right resolution, and you can just go hit download. So as you can see, now you can make as many videos as you want without ever having to get in front of a camera anymore. And me and you both know damn well that this is the future of content if you want to be consistent. So really the question is right now, are you gonna hop on this, or are you just gonna get left behind? I mean, really think about this. You can now have your content completely ran on autopilot, because you used to think, well, yeah, I can outsource like thumbnails, I can outsource editing, I can outsource scripting, but I can't outsource recording. That's what you used to think. Well, now you actually can outsource recording, because recording in 2025 is no longer a necessity for content. So you can just focus on other aspects of your business while we just take care of your social media presence. Creating top of funnel content, nurturing them in DMs with free value, and then leading them into booking a call with you. If you're not interested in generating your own videos and playing around with HeyGen, and you'd rather just have your social media presence just completely ran on autopilot that's just generating you leads, authority, trust, then we're offering to create your AI clone and a video for completely free, no strings attached, just so you can see what your clone would look like in action in your content. All you got to do is just go over to my Instagram. My handle will be in the description of this video, and then click the link in my bio and we can get started. But whether you're looking to generate your own videos or work with us, I wish you guys all the best and good luck.